the Eastern Conference. So you have the Cavs facing the Magic. Yes, you have the Cavs facing the Magic. So, right? Right? Did you have the Magic being
Yeah,
the Heat?
I have the Magic beating the Heat. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So, Cavs, Magic, who would you say has that series?
I'm going Cavs. I'm going Cavs. And there's not really much to say here. I think, like we said, the Magic pretty disappointing this season. Even getting into the playoffs with a 500 record, like honestly embarrassing for the league. And 64 games is nothing to laugh at. I think even if I don't think they're actually the best team in the East, I think to play that well over the course of a season, I think you guys can get it done against the Magic over the course of a series. So I'm going with the Cavs, and honestly, probably in 5.
100%. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have Cavs, Hawks. I'm right there with you. I'm actually gonna say, man, Cavs in 4. This is gonna be my, at least as of right now, this is the first sweep I'm calling in this first round. I think the Cavs are very complete. I went to 2 NBA games this season, and I actually got to see the Cavs face the Knicks. And this was early on in the season before anyone was really eyeing the Cavs, or honestly before anyone really thought the Cavs would have the season that they are having. So I got to see this team in person, and this is a team where I feel like a lot of different people can get it done. They just have that kind of roster makeup, and they have a pretty complete roster. They have the shooting, they have the scoring, they have the defense, and they have really shown out, and they are the 1 seed. So I think this is a well-deserved 1 seed, and I think they deserve my respect and will sweep the Hawks in 4. But cool. Next matchup, you have the Hawks facing the Celtics.
Yeah, Celtics in 4.
Celtics in 4. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I don't think much more is needed on that end.
Yeah, honestly, best team in the league, in my opinion. It's not even. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I have Celtics Magic. I'm gonna actually say, man, this is scary. This is weird. Nah, I'm rolling with the Celtics, by the way. I'm just kind of debating how many games they'll take it in. The one thing I'm concerned about is Jaylen Brown. He's injured right now, and he is going to be, if he's not 100% these entire playoffs, I think that sets up a very interesting kind of matchup, or just a very interesting landscape in the Eastern Conference. But I think they have enough to take out the Magic. I'm gonna say Celtics in 5.
Fair. And I hate to say it too, obviously being from New York, and I think personally, I think Jaylen Brown's the best player on that team, so him being out is unfortunate. And I also think Jason Tatum is the least charismatic or likable superstar the league has seen in decades. But the team is good and it's very functional, and that's what you need to win playoff series. So there it is.
Absolutely. I don't know, man. The Tatum hate, I think he's a little corny, but I've seen cornier.
Little.
What's up?
Have you?
Yeah, man. LeBron is way listen.
No, LeBron
way cornier than Tatum.
LeBron, don't get me wrong. LeBron is 100% hornball. Like LeBron, it's actually crazy to be as great as he is and to be like as corny as he is. But Tatum is like LeBron without the entertainment value. Like LeBron is corny, but like at least LeBron gives us moments that are funny, even if it's unintentional. Like when LeBron's trying to be funny, no one really cares. But like the unintentional humor from Bron is the best. And LeBron also gives us so much peripheral content with like the Glazers, the love whatever, when you say love something, like all the memeable moments. Like his cringe leads somewhere. Tatum is just cringy, and it's just also not funny. Like it's sad, honestly. Like the one memeable moment is like the the we did it, whatever it is, but or anything is possible, broke man's anything is possible. But even that, like, no one's even laughing with him, bro. Like, and he tries to play into it, and people, no one's laughing along with him. Like, I don't know. To me, he is just the #1 cornball because it's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say, let's say you make a list out of the corny moments. I feel like people only found Tatum corny after that finals win, which is even crazy to say. How do you get cornier after you win a ring? Right?
Not me though. Not me.
Really?
I've been on this Tatum train since back. I won't say names of like our friends, whatever. Put them on the blast on the podcast. But even back when we had, like, you know, obviously we went to school in Massachusetts, and we had a lot of Celtics fans that we know personally. And even back then, I was saying Tatum. He's doing these commercials and stuff. I was saying Tatum was corny 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I think now people are starting to catch on because I think people want to hate on the Celtics. But Tatum's always been corny. He just hasn't had the spotlight.
Interesting. Speaking of commercials, man, did you know Tatum shot a Jordan brand commercial at our high school gym?
I did hear about that, and even I'm sure that was corny too.
So if
I sound like a crazy hater, bro.
I was gonna say we had been there, right? Like, say he had shot the commercial while we were students, which is interesting to say because we were in our senior year when it was his rookie year. Like, I distinctly remember us watching.
Really triangulating our position here, but keep going.
Listen, it don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Oh, but I just distinctly remember us watching the Celtics, which kind of poetic, right? Celtics faced the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals our senior year, which is honestly what might end up playing out this season. But this is all to say, if Tatum had shot a commercial while we had been active students, you wouldn't have paid a trip over to the gym to take a look, or to ask for an autograph, or to take a picture?
Hell no. Take a picture? Who do you think you're talking to, bro? You think I want to take a picture with someone? Like, come on, bro. I'm not the right one for that, bro. Not even autograph, bro. I do not care. I mean, I would have gone to the gym, like, just to see him and like see if it was a corny commercial or something, but I wouldn't have been asking him for no picture or autograph, bro. Tatum's not the one to me. He's not the one. I've always preferred Jaylen Brown.
Interesting. Incognito. I feel you. 13 episodes in, I still don't know what we look like. You feel me?
They're gonna find out soon. You giving away all the stats, bro.
Yo, listen. Nah. That's funny though. Nah, I will say, bro, I hate on the Celtics, but I'm a basketball fan first. I would have been snapping that photo. I still think, mind you, Tatum is corny. I don't hate him, you know, like he's not corny enough for me to be like, oh no, that dude's corny. Like, I don't like
That's
him.
the
Like,
problem. That's the problem. LeBron hits that perfect threshold where it's like it's corny and it's super corny, but at least there's something to engage with there. Tatum is just like you literally just said it. Like you don't even have enough emotion there to really care. It's more like a little bit like more like apathy when it comes to like the Tatum, bro. Like, I don't know. I think he's one of the worst superstars to happen to the league in a long time. At least Kawhi, like he's even quieter. Like he wants to do his own thing, but that itself has provided good moments. Or like the Kawhi laugh and stuff like that. Like Kawhi's most like funny, and people love him for that. But Tatum is just like, I don't know. If this dude is actually I don't think anyone's ever gonna say it partially because of this, but if he was actually like the best player in the league, that'd be terrible for the league. There's a reason why people love someone like Luka, and why Luka going to the Lakers is amazing for the league, because Tatum on the Lakers, oh my god, bro. Like the ESPN would be fighting to get something interesting out of that, and you know how much they want to cover the Lakers. This dude's dreadful, but obviously his game is amazing, but you know, that's a different story.
Yeah, nah, for sure. You know what? I've been saying, like, I actually need to come clean right now. I've said that I didn't think Tatum was corny prior to that finals win, but I had completely forgot about the Kobe Bryant saga where
oh my god, yeah,
where he was just like, obviously we saw him pose with that with that finals trophy and recreate the iconic Kobe image. But we saw after Kobe had passed away that he wanted to take on that Kobe 2.0 persona, which definitely was corny. So I'll give that one to you. I don't want to, I don't want to be oblivious to what we've seen. So I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one too. I completely forgot about that. But listen, as with regards to him being the worst potential superstar, I get it, man. I feel it. But listen, I still think a lot of that hate is unwarranted. I think he's just a kid, man. Like I think
Bro,
I mean, not, you know what I mean? Like he's just
don't
like
turn
his
into one of
inner
these dudes who's been saying Tatum's like 22 for the last 10 years, bro. Tatum is 27 years old. He's pushing 30. He's no longer a kid. He has a kid who's a grown man at this point. We've seen all over the league for the last 5 years. He's not a kid anymore. He's literally not a kid. I'm not letting you defend this guy. I don't give a damn. Like, obviously, I don't actually hate him, but it's not good for the league.
But this is all I'll say, and I know I've been putting our business a little bit out there, but we could have very well in an alternate world, we could have overlapped with Tatum in high school. That's how young this man is. Like, this man is, yes, I understand in basketball years he is entering his prime years, which is that's kind of like my whole point. Like, he entered the league at a very young age and is kind of now just like clicking and figuring it out and really getting it done on the playoff level. So I don't know. I don't hate him. When I see all the, I guess, like when he's copied the iconic moments, the anything is possible, everyone wants to know what we would have done if we didn't win, like. So we did all of that, man. All of that is corny. I don't want to negate that. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying this is a man who clearly is just showing off his inner child, man. And it's corny, yes. But again, not enough for me to hate him. I don't know. I'm also not that, I'm a Knicks fan. I have no reason to be defending Tatum. I have no reason to like him, which I don't really care for him is my thing. I'm honestly very indifferent towards him. I just think the hate is funny, like, I won't lie, but I just want to come clean with that. But that's neither here nor there. But cool. So we agree, Celtics advance. Okay, we still have 2 matchups to get to. Pacers, Bucks. Who do you have taking that?
This one's interesting, honestly, because I think we talked about this relatively recently, how this is like a nice budding rivalry in the NBA, and I think at this point, the fact that they're going to face each other again, we might as well just call it a rivalry, because I'm sure this series is going to get kind of spicy. But I'm going Bucks for this one. I like the Pacers a lot. I'm not going to lie. I do like the ascension of Tyrese Halliburton, something I never would have expected, I guess, before last year, but it's really been impressive to see his game develop and this team develop in general. But personally, out of a lot of these superstars, my personal favorite is Giannis. Even though he's not on my team, I really like Giannis, and I really like Giannis's game. And I think earlier in his career, well, obviously way earlier, he hadn't filled out and become the muscle monster that he is now. But like, once he started to develop and become a beast in the paint, especially, and in transition, teams were still finding ways to phase that part of his game out in the playoffs. And then eventually he just kept developing, and he figured that out, obviously won the chip. And I think Giannis is really just the picture of like, anything is possible, like, or whatever you want to say. Like, he really has developed. You say something similar about Jimmy Butler, but I think Giannis on an even higher level has really just shown that you can continue to develop your game every year. And the fact that he's made his game viable in the playoffs as well, I think it's going to be hard to stop him. And I think he's starting to click at the right time as well too. even though people start to forget about him, I think people have fatigue with like MVPs and that kind of thing, which is why Shea is probably going to win it. But I think Giannis still has had an amazing year. I think he's going to take that into the playoffs, and not to mention like the rest of the Bucks roster as well. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. Probably I don't think it's gonna be easy. I'd probably say 6 or 7. Because I think this is gonna be like a big rivalry type series. I'm gonna go 7. I wanted to say 6, but I think the rivalry can make it 7. I think also because the Pacers are the higher seed, so I'm gonna go 7 on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I also have the Bucks taking this. It's hard to say that, considering that Dame Lillard's playoffs are kind of up in the air right now. There was a report that came out today that the team is optimistic about him potentially being available during these playoffs. So as a Knicks fan, I will say I'm happy we kind of avoided that big question mark. I fear for the Pacers, it's going to be a little bit difficult to prepare for a team where you don't really know whether or not they'll be at full strength. So I'm going to roll with the Bucks, like I said. And I also believe in Giannis, man. I think he is potentially could be the most likable superstar in the NBA. It's just, I think he's been hindered by the small market. I think he's been hindered by teams that have underperformed. He's also been affected by a trade that we have now seen is not really, I guess you could say, resulted in the result that the front office expected. I think giving up Jrue Holiday was a big mistake on their end, and we saw them get rid of Middleton. So we've completely seen his team. It's not the same team that he won the chip with, but I think you have Giannis. He has the willpower, like you said, to really push and make an effort to advance. You said 7. I'm gonna say, man, Bucks and 6.
Okay. I can see that.
For sure. And finally, man, this is a long segment, but all right, to close it out, my beloved, my amazing, my underperforming New York Knicks facing off against the Detroit Pistons. And let me take this one real quick. I'll go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Go ahead.
I have the Knicks winning this. It is a little bit interesting. I think the Pistons have given us trouble this entire season, so I'm not super excited to be facing them. But I do think I prefer them over the 5-seeded Bucks. So I'm not completely mad at that. And this Pistons team actually reminds me of the 2021 New York Knicks that made it into the playoffs as the 4 seed. They were led by Julius Randle. That team had RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson. I'm trying to think about the names, but if you know, you know. It was Obi Toppin's rookie year, I believe. So, a completely different team, but it was a very physical team. It was a very physical team that really gave teams a tough time. Teams didn't really prepare to face the Knicks, and so they kind of got hit with that surprise. So the Pistons all around have had a great season. I think they're coming into their own. They're forming an identity as a team, and they found themselves in the first round. They're not in they're not in the play-in. They're not out of the playoffs. They're literally the 6th seed. So I'm happy to see them there. But the Knicks, man, it's been a frustrating season, I won't lie. And we've exceeded 50 wins. So on paper, you would think the fans would be happy, right? But I've seen how we've performed against top teams, and that just left a very sour taste in my mouth and leaving me very nervous for these playoffs. But I think we have it in us to win this series. I think it'll be I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but I personally don't see the Pistons taking more than 1 game out of this series. So I'm going to say Knicks in 5. I think the games will be close. I don't think by any means there will be blowouts, but yeah, I'm a little nervous because I kind of, if we advance, we have the Celtics in the next round, if all goes according to plan. But I'm going to say Knicks in 5.
I thought you'd say that. I thought you'd say it, honestly. And I'm not mad at it, but New York Knicks, brand new kicks, shooting bricks. Pistons in 5.
Are you serious?
No. Hell no. New York Knicks in 6. I don't have much to add. I think you gave a good breakdown there. Obviously, this is your team. I will say I just really I always love a really solid little big pairing. I think Brunson and Cat, although maybe not an all-time pairing that you'd compare to any of the great ones, but I think in the modern game, it's one of the better ones. So I like that pairing, and I think it's going to be relatively comfortable. So yeah.
Absolutely. And we have a well-rested and a healthy Jalen Brunson. He got the time to recover from his injury, and he's fresh. Obviously, it was not ideal to see him go out, but the Knicks kept that 3 seed, which I actually expected them to going before that injury. I was expecting them to finish off on that 3 seed, so I'm happy to see that they stuck around more or less, or they stuck around where I expected them to. They didn't give up that seeding, which I think is great. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous about these playoffs, and that'll be a conversation for another time. But as of right now, I will at least try to enjoy this, hopefully, a good series. So we shall see how that goes. But cool. Those are our first round predictions as well as our play-in predictions. And we will make sure to revisit this when the second round rolls around. We will continue to talk about these playoffs as they unfold. So definitely stick around for that.